You are listening to Weight Loss Made Real, and this is episode 215. I'm your host, Master Weight Loss Coach and author, Cookie Rosenblum. Today and every Tuesday, I'm here to be your coach and your guide to help you end your emotional eating and lose that extra weight. If you just found me, welcome. And if you're a regular listener, welcome back. Here is where we work together to end your emotional eating and habitual overeating, and this is the main focus of all the work I do. This is weight loss for the thinking woman who is smart enough to know what does not work and is willing to dig a little deeper to make lasting change. Here is where coaching meets psychology and psychology meets brain science. And this is where your problem ends. There are 3 ways to connect with me. These podcasts are created by me for you to share some helpful new ideas to think about and to help you understand why you do what you do. The free Facebook group, which you've heard me mention, called Weight Loss Made Real, just like this podcast, is a group you can join where we talk about the podcast. And finally, the Freedom Group is where real change takes place, with me as your coach. It's a monthly membership for smart women like you who want to stop overeating from stress and from habit and are ready to make space for more happiness in their life. Who doesn't want that? You can learn more about the Freedom Group at weightlossmadereal.com/group or check out the show notes. All right, let's get started with your coaching session today. Here is what I am going to share with you. We're going to talk today about what weight loss coaching is. You have heard me talk about this for a long time, particularly about the Freedom Group. You know that I'm a weight loss coach, and you know that we have coaching calls, right? You've heard me talk about that. But what does it mean? What does it all mean, and how does it all work? That's what I want to share with you today so that you really could get a good idea of what your options are and what the next step might be for you from listening to the podcast. You've probably heard of coaches, different types of coaches, like sports coaches. For every sport there is, sports coaches coach a team. They help that team increase and improve their performance, and hopefully win at whatever their sport is. There are coaches that even help you get on a team when you're trying out for something. There are dance coaches. There are coaches for special trainings like getting your real estate license or passing a certain test, like a college entrance exam. There are life coaches who bring people balance in their life, and they help them work on areas where they want to be more satisfied and maybe operate at a higher level. And of course, there are executive coaches, right, who help those people with their careers and many, many more. Overall, coaching is a really valuable, helpful profession. And it's different than therapy. In therapy, clients work to get up to a really good level of functioning in their lives in all different areas. They may be doing well in most areas, but 1 or 2 places could use some up-leveling. And therapy is a great place to begin healing work if you've had any trauma in the past. And of course, there's many, many different types of therapy. There are also many different types of coaching. Coaching starts with clients wherever they are, and it helps them work on goals, and it helps them make changes that they would like to make. Coaching assumes that the client, that might be you, is already well functioning. And between coaching and therapy, there always can be some overlap. Some people work on healing and getting to a better, higher functioning place in their life, while at the same time working with a coach to master a particular area of their life. So good coaches of all types do some similar things. They guide someone who's already functioning well in a certain area so that they could be even better, so that they can actually excel in that area. So working with me, for example, as a coach who helps women and emotional and habitual overeating, will help you master that problem that holds you back in the rest of your life. Because if you hate yourself, if your eating and weight are not where you want them to be, then that's going to feel like a brick wall that just won't let you progress in other areas of life. This type of coaching helps you achieve goals and overcome obstacles and make changes. When you're working with a coach, the coach will help you see how you could improve what you're doing to get better results, to have better relationships, to help you see where your vulnerabilities are so that you're aware of what to watch for and to know what might be holding you back. Coaching helps you learn new skills that will help you grow and succeed, whether it's your life, your weight, your career, or sport. And coaches give you strategies that they know are useful to other people just like you. Strategies that will take you further than you would ever have gotten on your own. Coaching helps you with mindset, the way that you think, and it helps you understand what it takes to get what you want, what it takes to win, to learn, to grow, to be successful. So a good coach does not tell you how to live your life, or tell you what to do, or tell you what to believe. A good coach shows you how you're operating right now, because it's very hard to see on your own. A good coach will be able to show you what you're thinking and what you're feeling and how that leads to whatever results you've created. So working with a well-trained coach helps you dissolve thoughts that have been blocking you from what you really want, and will help you create new thoughts that will guide you towards what you do want. A good coach is a really good ally for many areas of your life that you want to change for the better. But if you're here listening to me, you know that we talk a lot about weight loss, and I am a master weight loss coach. So what does a weight loss coach do? Well, weight loss coaching helps you achieve your weight loss goals and overcome any blocks that you'll face along the way and learn how to make changes, not just understand them, but actually take action that will lead to your success for what? Why are we here? Permanent weight loss, right? Weight loss coaching takes a look at what you're doing so that you can understand what's working and what's not, and it helps you see what's hard for you to see. It helps you break down your goals into tiny little steps so that they don't feel overwhelming. Weight loss coaching helps you focus on short-term results and actions so that you could stick with it and not give up. It teaches you things you may not already know, and that will make a huge difference for you. It helps you see your patterns. Let's face it, it's hard to be objective about yourself, especially when it's all done inside your own mind. So having somebody show you your patterns and your habits, this will be your starting point for what needs to change. A good weight loss coach is going to create a strategy for you and action steps to help you change the patterns and habits that are in your way from success. And a good weight loss coach will guide you and support you along the path. So let me give you some examples of how I help as a weight loss coach. Let's say that you overate and you know it, right? You know it, and you're disappointed that you gave in and you ate more than you intended. When you overeat, you think it's because of something that happened, or the food, or what somebody said, or your mood, or your habit. And you might think things like this. Well, somebody gave me a piece of cake at the party and I couldn't say no. Or, oh, that cake? I can never resist cake like that. Or that cake is so special. I just don't get it that often. Maybe it's something that somebody said that you think is the reason you overate. Maybe you think, well, my teenager said something and we argued, so I ate a bag of pretzels standing in the kitchen right after she stormed off. And if you think it's your mood, you think, well, I was just too worn out to care how much I ate. Or I was so caught up in being happy that I didn't notice how much I ate. And if you know it's a habit, but you still feel out of control, you might think, well, I always eat popcorn when I watch a movie, or I just need a snack before bed. Can you relate to some of these thoughts that you have about yourself when you overeat? That something just happened and that you have no control over it and you have no idea how to change what you did. It feels like you have no control over those things, your mood or what somebody said or what food you got served at a party. You just act. And then, of course, you're sorry later when you get on the scale. And then you make a new plan, but you don't stick to it the next time either because you're not clear on what happened and what was going on in your mind. You feel confused and probably pretty frustrated about not doing what you say you want to do, and as a result, never losing that weight that you want to. Well, as your coach in the Freedom Group, here is what might happen when you realize that you've overeaten. So first, you're honest about it. This is something that you learn to do. You learn to share your struggle. And you can learn to do this even if right now, as you're listening, you think, I don't want to share my struggle. Either it sounds silly, or I should have known better, or I'm scared, or I'm embarrassed that I've been struggling for so long. But let me say this, my friend, by sharing or seeing others struggling with the same struggle that you have, you're able to see that you're not alone in this and that you do not have to figure it all out by yourself. You have support and guidance from your coach, me, and from the other members who understand because they've been there. When you overeat, you take responsibility for it. When you're in a coaching group, you take responsibility for it in an objective way. You think, this happened, and then I did this, so that you could learn what triggers you and learn a different way of handling it. Myself and my team, we will ask you, why did you overeat in that situation? What was going on? What were you thinking? And I don't mean that in a sarcastic way. I mean, what did you think before you ate? And what did you feel? And then, what did you do or not do that led you to overeat? On a coaching call and in the lessons, I show you how everything is connected. Your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. And your actions include your eating. So that gradually you begin to see where your habits came from. You begin to see what has to change if you want to change how you eat and what you weigh. If you don't know what to do differently, or you don't believe that you can do it differently, which is common and natural, I will coach you through that because you can learn to do it differently. I will show you how you created the belief that you have right now, that maybe you're just different and you can't do this. I'm going to show you where that belief came from and how optional it actually is. And even though you're listening to me right now, you may be thinking, well, Cookie, but my belief really is true. Your belief feels true. I get that. But your belief is just a result of what you've practiced thinking for a long time. As your coach, I'm going to teach you how weight loss can be broken down into how you're eating, how you're thinking and reacting to things in your life, and how you are, or maybe you're not, taking care of yourself. These choices, eating, thinking, and self-care, they're what lead to your results, either extra weight or permanent weight loss. And I'm going to help you see that. And when you make the same choices you've always been making, guess what? You will keep getting the same results over and over again. In group coaching, like the Freedom Group, you listen to others being coached. That's one thing you do. And you do that so that you could see a struggle, recognize when it's similar to your own. You'll see that your problem is not unique, no matter what you're thinking. And very importantly, you will see that nothing is wrong with you. When you're listening to others being coached, you will see that the problem is solvable, both for them and for you. It's also interesting that as you hear and watch others being coached for similar issues, you listen with compassion, because it's always easier to be understanding of others, right? But just doing this helps you learn to be gentle and compassionate with yourself. And in our group, the Freedom Group, compassion is how you make changes. So in group coaching, number one, you listen to others being coached. Number two, you learn from others being coached. You see what questions I ask them so you can answer them too. And in doing this, you learn how to ask these questions of yourself. You see what other women's thinking is and how it compares to yours. You learn a new way to think about it. Your eyes are open, and you'll have a new way to make choices that will have a really positive impact on what you're working on. Your thinking changes, and then your actions change because of your thinking. And you learn not to act on every single thought or feeling you have. You'll learn right along with the other members that you can do things differently and get different results. This is very powerful. With a weight loss coach as your guide, you're open to possibilities that you didn't see and couldn't see before. You hear and try on new perspectives. You try on new ways of thinking. So you start creating change from the inside out. Your thoughts and feelings on that level can change, and then that translates into actions and doing changing. So your eating changes, your results change, and it becomes easier and easier with practice. You transform yourself into a person who eats from hunger, not the clock or the party or the television commercial. And this is what we call becoming a natural eater. And I know if you're listening to me that that's your goal. You transform yourself with coaching into a person who doesn't grab food to feel better, because you understand that the food won't actually make you feel better for more than a few minutes. You transform yourself into a person who understands what causes her different moods and isn't afraid of them, who knows that feelings and moods change all the time, and that eating isn't what changes a mood. Eventually, you will no longer feel the urge to eat from a mood. You'll transform yourself into a person who gets her power back. And that is the ultimate freedom, even more than the weight loss that you want. After coaching, you can see yourself with new eyes. You can see and feel your potential. You can see what's been holding you back. You understand the steps that you take to get there, and you take the new steps with support and with love and reinforcement and guidance. And then one day you wake up and you realize you're doing it one step at a time, one day at a time, and you do not give up when the going gets rough. You keep at it because you are worth it. You're learning, you're changing, you're becoming the kind of woman or person who is evolved into the best version of herself. The best thing about having a weight loss coach and a supportive community like the Freedom Group is that they are there with you every step of the way. Everyone learns at a different pace. Different people do things differently, so you learn all kinds of options along your journey. And this helps you in ways that I know right now it's hard to imagine. Having a weight loss coach is important because we know that change doesn't happen overnight. Just because now you know what to do differently doesn't mean you can change it instantly. There will be slips. That's how life is. Anytime you learn something new, you cannot expect to do it perfectly immediately. It takes trial and error. It takes a lot of patience. It takes practice. It takes falling down and wanting to stay down, but getting back up and trying again. So in essence, you're literally rewiring all those old, unhelpful habits that you've learned, and you're learning to stop stopping along the way. You know at this point that it's not so easy to stick with it on your own, and the Freedom Group supports you and provides accountability. The group gives peer support and encouragement when you want to give up, and when you slip up and you feel like there's no way back. When you're tired and you want to go back to the old way, the group and myself and our mentors will be there for you. We will be there to celebrate every win, every milestone, everything you learn, because we care about you and we understand. We have all been there. If you'd like to learn more about the Freedom Group and have questions, check out our information page at weightlossmadereal.com/group. We open in a few days, and if you'd like to end this whole struggle, I would love to help you with that. Be sure you get on the wait list by going to that link so that I can help you know when we're open for enrollment. Okay, my friend, I hope that I have opened your eyes and enlightened you a little bit to what coaching is and what weight loss coaching is and some of the things that do go on in the Freedom Group. The Freedom Group is where we take what we talk about here and personalize it for you on a much deeper level. It's an affordable monthly membership with tons of coaching, teaching, and support. It's where you'll learn my Eat, Think, Love program, which takes weight loss to a whole new level. I hope to see you back here next week, where we will continue to work on your emotional eating and that habitual overeating step by step, until they both become something you used to do. We know that's your goal. So for now, this is your Coach Cookie reminding you that as you search for answers, keep it real, just like you. And I will see you back here next week.